you guys going forward. And so, yes, Rosamond?
How come I'm not, my camera's on, but I'm not?
Let me see what I see.
That's interesting.
It says you've got your camera stopped somehow.
Well, my camera's on. Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Okay.
Then I can't change it, but it's read it out for me.
Huh. That's really interesting. I was on a call yesterday where we had a Zoom and my face was there.
Well, we'll let you fish around with that and see if you can figure that out.
You don't have to see me. I got all dressed up and I've got my hair done and the whole bit. But
woohoo! All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you here shortly when you figure out.
I have no way of figuring it out. So
I wonder if you hit the button and hit it again, if there's some kind of glitch in there or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, or leave the meeting and come back again and see what happens.
Fine. You don't have to see me.
Anyway, so Gavin did 5 different lessons last week.
Mary, hang
yes.
on a minute. I haven't got my hearing aids on. Let me go get my ears.
Ears are good, even if we can't see you.
That's funny. Oh.
Seeing and hearing would be really good, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, my question was really going to be, what part of those 5 sessions did you find most interesting, and which of those can you put into practice immediately, and which did you have a lot of questions about? So maybe while Rosalind's gathering her ears together,
I'm back.
Okay, Toby, can you go ahead? What was that like for you, Toby?
I mean, his lessons were really good and they were more basic. I've said this from the get-go. I need to, and then I know you told me that I need to go on Canva and do this and do that, but my Facebook page, I have a hard time getting it right. My picture up at the top doesn't, and I go to the right setting for Facebook group title or whatever the heck that is up there, and it doesn't work. So I just gave up on my group page.
Okay. Well, we can share that, your screen, and look at that as we go forward. Was there anything that came out of the conversation? Like I see from your post, and I see the same thing from Rosalind's post, that it's a challenge for both of you to kind of understand the concept of attraction marketing. Correct. And this is a really important concept. And it's one of those that it's really conceptual. And once you get it, you'll get it. But it feels like, for example, let's say you had a weight loss product. Doesn't it seem like you would want to attract people by saying you had a product that could help them?
Of course.
Correct. Yeah.
And so the problem with that is that then sounds like a sales pitch.
Plus there's 99,000 people out there with the same sales pitch.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
How do you make it your own?
Exactly. So everybody is out there saying, I've got a product that'll help you lose weight, buy mine.
Yep.
And so that's not attraction marketing. That's repel marketing.
Correct.
because you are saying buy, 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 buy. And you've got to turn it around to say, here's what I'm giving you, and this will help you. And it's got to be from the standpoint of something that you can give away. So, for example, let's say I had a product that was all about weight loss, but I come to you and I say, hey, I'm seeing you online and I gather that you've got a product that you really love, but I see that you're getting very little engagement and very few people who are really interested in what you're buying. Would you like me to be able to show you how you could more effectively market your product? Now, I've completely changed the conversation. And even though that fictional person that I just talked to might have a product that competes with mine, for all I know, she could be in the same, she or he could be in the same business I'm in. I have yet to determine that. And when you, Toby, and you, Rosalind, are talking to people, I know that both of you have enough experience that you engage people in the conversation and get to know them. And what you've got to do is get to know them online and get their, pause down so that they can actually hear you and start to interact with you and start to value you in a way that is outside the realm of, you've got to buy my product, okay? So even though you want to sell your products and you want to show people your network marketing opportunity, you've got to get it to the point that they can actually hear you as a friend and be willing to engage with you, look at it. For either of you, you know me as a friend. So if you say to me, hey, I really want you to take a look at this, I think it's a great product, or I think it's a great opportunity, or whatever, I'm interested because I trust you already, right? You've got to figure out a way to bring up that trust and have people engaging with you and enjoying your presence and what you're bringing to the party, and already seeing you as a friend and ally. And then, of course, in a private conversation, so that it's between you and that person alone, which is why Messenger is so great. We can all reach out in Messenger. Once we've got somebody in our group, once we've got people that we have friended, once we've started to interact with them, then you can private message them and say, hey, I saw this and this and this, and I wondered about this or that. And you can set up, even to have a quick Zoom conference with them, or just write a messenger. You can call people, or you can do a video conference call with them. And then you can have a one-to-one conversation, which is what you're both really good at. But you've got to take that mass of humanity that is the internet, gods and goddesses, all the people that are on the internet who are looking primarily for entertainment, and you have to engage them in a way by giving them something that is of interest to them and will help them regardless of the product that they're trying to sell. So marketing's great. Weight loss tips, like a whole group on weight loss tips, or, great recipes and weight loss tips would be great for somebody who had a weight loss product. Or maybe if it was a sleep related product, you might have, tips for better health and better sleep. Or ways to eat to sleep well at night, or you just have to kind of find ways to find common ground. And once you found common ground, you can start to get to know the person. And from there, then I know both of you are really good at figuring out, oh, well, I should talk to the person this way, or I should talk to the person that way. But you can't start from your product because they're already like this. No, no, no. And so they can't even hear you. Rosalind has to go get her hearing aids to hear me. I don't know what that's about, but no, I'm just joking.
Oh, I can hear you.
So does this make any sense? Or so now I need your feedback. So what comes up when you hear that?
Well, it just takes you back to the relationship marketing rather than the push and pull. And that's basically what we've been learning to do. But what I've just picked up from you is what I'm giving you, and then the tips. That is something I had never thought of before. Is giving. I've always known that you should give something back, but I haven't known what to give back. So yeah, the tips and that sort of thing is a really good suggestion. I like that.
Okay, great. And if you had to create a group, because I happen to know Toby does have a group, Rosalind, what would you think about creating? Because the group is where you want to establish your expertise and have people looking up to you as kind of, oh, that's really great and that's really interesting. And what you're doing is two things. First of all, you're establishing yourself as a leader, which we all need to do in network marketing. And secondly, you are saying to the person, how can I help you? And as I said, now they really can start to trust you, and you can have a completely different conversation with them. So to get that group started, what kind of, and it can be a tips group. It's a great thing. I mean, I'm thinking about starting a new group on business tips for seniors to grow a business online or something like that. I haven't quite worked it out. Although I thought I might just create a group page so that you could see me do it while we're here together. But what would come up for you, Rosalind, as something that you would like to create as a page? Or a group?
I had never even thought about it. I've belonged to a few groups. But as for starting my own, I have never, ever even given it any consideration, because it's something that I'm not sure how much I want to put into being a leader. I'm not sure how much I want to put into, I want to build a team because I've got a product that I really like. But I've had a lot of soul searching about how much I want to do in the future with network marketing, because I'm at the point where I don't know that I want to put that much effort into it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And
why I'm saying it.
Yeah, and I know that you've kind of gotten into interests that are outside of network marketing. And it might be a great way, because I know that you've kind of gone into the whole genealogy and ancestry and been looking through that. Now you could take that. You would also find people in groups. You see, that's an excellent interest, Rosalind, to start a group around and start a discussion about, and invite people in to talk about their techniques of finding ancestry and what are they getting out of finding their ancestors, and what are they interested in. And it would be a great way to get a whole group of people gathered together around that you would start to become acquainted with on a one-to-one basis where you could have a private conversation and say, hey, you know, what are you doing about this? Or have you had any challenges here? Or, you know, this is, you know, we're seeing all kinds of people who have this. You mentioned this, but it gives you a chance to have an open conversation with their guards down, right?
Absolutely.
Where you can start to interact with them, and it can come up very naturally. You know, let's, you know, I know one of the products that you're working with is good for sleep, Rosalind. So, I mean, in a group about ancestry, you could post, you know, just the occasional post. Oh, I slept so well last night. I can't believe it. I feel like a whole new person. Anybody else have a fantastic sleep last night? And it just starts a conversation about sleep, right? And it's all about your personal connections with people and what benefits you can give to them from your personal experience, rather than focus on the products and how you can sell that to them.
Perfect. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I like that. Actually, get totally away from the product group and start one on your dog or your whatever,
Grandkids.
grandkids or whatever,
Yeah.
and then get to know them personally and then figure out how to go from there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Maybe I'm going to change my group totally.
And that's fine. And that's fine. You know, I thought Robin's suggestion, because when she did her conversation about where to find people, you know, she was off in a group on parents taking their children to Disney World.
Yeah.
That was perfect. And I really did like her, you know, the five commonalities. That was really amazing how she tied that all in together. And then of course I put mine in, and ancestry was of course my number one. Painting was number 2. Journaling was number 3. You know, entertaining at home was number 4. Network marketing was number 5. So you know where network marketing is.
Yeah, and that's perfect, you know. And I mean, I put mine in, and one of my major ones is anti-aging. And you know, I've kind of moved away from that group, and I shouldn't have. I gotta go back to it because it's really a passion that I have. But I'm also really passionate about helping people and figuring out how I can help people, and especially us seniors. We have to stick together, and it's harder for us because we weren't raised with these bloody computers. You know, I mean, it's a world apart, and we both, I mean, both of you have gotten to, you know, be good with Zoom, and but there's all kinds of people out there. I mean, I've been on Zoom meetings where it takes about 20 minutes to talk the person into being able to get on Zoom, you know? So.
Exactly. What about you, Toby? What is your background? You know a little bit about me now. What about you? What are you into?
I have been in different MLMs, and right now the one that I'm in is one that Mary is also in, and they do have a lot of anti-aging. They have a lot of products, period. So to me, that company is so hard to sell because there is too much unless you just focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when Rosalind was asking the question, sorry, Ros, I'll just help Toby here. She was more interested in what else? Like, what else are your interests?
Oh, my interest.
I know you have a huge interest in your family and
my family and my grandchildren and my family is first and foremost, and then my dog. I think my dog's my goal when I retire is to volunteer at a humane society or something.
Oh, great.
I mean,
Now, how many
that's,
grandchildren have you got?
huh?
How many grandchildren have you had? Do
I've
you
got
have?
6, 3 boys and 3 girls.
Oh, very
Ranging-
good.
Ranging
Huh.
from 29 to 1.5 years old.
Well,
So I'm
I don't dare tell you how
gonna-
many I've got.
Come on, Rosalind. We want to hear not only the grandchildren, but the great grands and the
13.
great great grands.
13 grands and 17 greats.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I shouldn't count 17 yet. The 17th will be born in end of May. So
Yeesh. Now, where are you from, Roswin?
I live in White Rock. White
Which
Rock,
is
BC.
which
south
is
of-
the
south of
Pacific
Vancouver.
Northwest. It's right against the American border there.
So where are you,
in
Toby?
I'm in
Washington.
Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
An American.
Yep, that would be me. I was raised in South Carolina, which is my goal to move back there too. So I've got a bunch of goals, but I'll get.
How did you two get connected, Mary?
Well, through Gavin's group.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
I think that was how we
It
connected.
was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mary took
Yeah.
me under her wing because she knew.
Oh
I
no,
was
actually it was through Fee, right? We both were in this
Oh, that's
women's group.
Yep,
I
that's
forgot.
right.
And it was me that kind of referred Toby over to Gavin because I wasn't at that time even interested in doing anything like this.
Mhm.
And have since kind of come back. I worked with Gavin a long time ago.
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah.
And then I got away from him because he'd started into something that I really didn't believe in, which was pushing people to buy into huge, huge, huge affiliate programs.
Oh,
But they
right.
were costing
Yes. Yes.
costing thousands and thousands of dollars, and it was not making sense to me.
Yeah.
I just went, no, thank you. This is awful. And you know, it broke people. I couldn't understand.
And see, that's
But
where I have a hard time with all of these different, like Gavin or FEA or whoever it may be. They want you, they'll get you with the free stuff, but then if you really want to learn, then you have to pay me $1,000 or you have
Yeah.
to pay me this. And I can't afford it. Sorry, but it's
Yeah.
not going to happen. So
But you know
that's
what
why
I do,
I'm
Toby,
going
is
for
when I
one.
see that, I take quite often, not so much anymore, but I would take the free course. I would learn a few little knickknacks and tidbits and stuff from that. And then I just didn't bother going on any further. And I got a lot of really good direction back in, when I would do that, because that's what they do. They give you a few little nuggets, but
Yep.
if you gather up all the nuggets, you've got a gold mine, so yeah.
But
yeah,
everybody.
and it's a tough way to learn.
Oh, yeah.
And even this school that Gavin is teaching, and one of the reasons that I wanted to start this group is that it's teasers. Okay, he is in love with and very good at the teaser content. Okay,
Mhm.
and I mean, he teaches people about teaser posts and how to be good at teaser posts. And it's a critical skill to learn because you do want to attract people. And those posts do that because they open up the question, right? And one of the things about our minds is that they can't stand an open loop. They can't stand a question. They have to get an answer, or they have to fill in an answer. And so if you want to attract people, ask them a question, because if they like the topic at all, like, how many grandchildren do you have? Or, is it killing you to not be able to see your grandchildren through, how many grandchildren do you have? Are you frustrated with not being able to see them? And people respond, yeah, I'm frustrated. I've got 14, or yeah, I'm frustrated. I haven't seen my 2 little sweethearts for, however long. And those kind of things open up a conversation and say, oh, okay, there's a common interest. That's something that I can put out and see who responds. And then I can personally invite them into my group, which is about X, because I can see that it would be a good fit for them,
Mm-hmm. Good.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same, you know, Rosalind, if you did the ancestry thing, I mean, you can post something about, you know, how excited you were to find out this, and you can ask who else has
Hey.
this. Oh, she
There you
found her
are.
camera.
Hi.
I just saw a little button to push.
All right, we have the real Rosalind. How nice. Anyway, but you know, with the ancestry thing, if that's where you'd like to take your group, and you know, you would find, I suspect, a lot of different groups online that would, you know, be open to that kind of discussion eh, you know, all that kind of stuff. I did, after the discussion with Gavin, go see what I found for grandmas, and there's not, interestingly enough, a lot. There's a couple that are all about cute grandma sayings. So, you know, I saw a group that, you know, was into grandma quotes, and a lot of people go in there and grab the grandma quotes and go out and post them online. And so, not horrible, but that's not a group that you could join to likely be able to find the people who would like to join your group. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't set up a grandma group that is all about how can we work online, or you know, what kinds of food do we need to eat to keep ourselves healthy, now that we're grandmas. Or, you know, you could take it any way you want it. And it just gives you another way to reach out that attracts people. You know, it's universally attracting, and there's no, they can let their guard down because there's no sales agenda behind it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yes, that makes total sense. Get to be a personal, and then weed out and go from there. Yeah, that to me makes a whole lot of sense instead of doing a group on your product per se.
Yeah, and even, you know, like I say, I can do one on, you know, tips for seniors wanting to market online. Um, has nothing to do with any of the products that I love or would love to introduce to people, and has everything to do with something that I'm personally passionate about and can really help people with because I've been at it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, but as you grow your group, you want it to be something that is open enough where you don't seem like entirely the expert. You know, you don't want it to be a teaching group. You want it to be an engagement group. So you want it to be something that other people come in and post as well as you. First of all, both of you have busy lives and you don't want to spend all your life trying to post stuff and create engaging content in your group. And secondly, it makes people feel more a part of things if they're being encouraged to participate, you know? And you'll get a lot more engagement from that if you say to someone, you know, I'd love to hear, you know, more. Why don't you do a post on that? And then we'll all get to share that information. Well, you know, those people may never have even thought that they dared to do a post. You know, a lot of these people that are coming online for the first time and are kind of tiptoeing their way around, like what's proper etiquette and what can I do and what can't I do and how do I go about doing this? And those kind of things can be huge for helping you to be able to start a group, come in sometimes, go through, make a comment, make a comment around everybody who's commented, encourage people to make comments, ask people questions to encourage them to think about things, and then, go make a post about this, please. Or, I'd love to hear what you think about this. Go make a post, or, comment below, or whatever. And Facebook isn't monitoring the groups for the word comment like they are pages. So I do a lot of advertising, and your page is where you go to advertise, and it's where you go to set up a messenger bot, which everybody's heard me go on about. But there you have to be very careful, because Facebook is seeing that as a business page, whereas your group is a private area that they are supporting. And what's interesting, I was on a conference with a gal who does a lot of work with Facebook. She's an accredited Facebook, blah, blah, blah. But what she was saying, that Facebook is actually encouraging people to use groups, and is therefore opening up what we in the marketing world call organic reach for our posts if they come from a group. And so if you've got a group of people, Roswin, I'm going to say ancestry, that is all about ancestry, and you start posting about, the thing that you found, most interesting in whatever you found when you were doing some study XYZ. And that would get posted out, so more people would see it on their timeline, and everybody in the group would see it on their timeline.
So how do I get people to my group in the first place?
You invite them.
How?
You see them, you comment, and you say, I've got a group on, checking out your ancestry. I think you might like it. Would you like a link? And you ask permission. You don't go in and post links. You ask permission. If the person says, yeah, I'd love that, I say, well, listen, let's become friends. I'll send you a friend request, and all you have to do is, click on their name. It'll take you to their profile. You can send a friend request, and I'll send my link to you in Messenger. So then they can come to your group and go through whatever it takes to get into your group.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, I have to think on that.
Now, Mary, the other day when they were talking about groups and he was showing you how to set one up, that guy from, I don't even remember what his name was, but anyway, he said to make it public and then go private. But you had said that when you and I were talking before, to make it private to begin with.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought, and you can certainly make it public for a while, but you have to be careful. And there's a whole body of people online whose whole pleasure is making life difficult for people who just want to have a good time online. That's their whole raison d'etre. Zoom had a terrible time, and was, people on Zoom conferences were getting profanity bombed. Yeah. My son works for a big company called ATCO, and ATCO has banned Zoom conferences. They have to use Skype because they had a big Zoom conference going and got people coming in and profanity bombing them. Now, what kind of a moron comes into a business meeting because they found a link somewhere and just starts cursing and shouting and using strings of what moron gets pleasure from that?
I guess there's some out there that do.
Plus, I get so many friend requests from all of these men, and they're supposedly like in the Army or the Marines, or they're all servicemen, and it just has a name. There's no profile, no nothing, just a name. So I just basically declined. But
Delete.
what are they? I mean, it just drives me crazy.
Yeah, I go through the same thing, and I just ignore them. I don't even delete them. I just.
Are you married or single or?
Me, I'm married. I've been married. We'll be married 37 years in July.
No, there you go. Good.
My older two boys are his from a previous marriage, and then we have one together.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But I raised all three of them because he had custody of his sons when we got married. So they're mine. I just didn't give birth to them.
Good for you. Yeah, I was a single mom. I raised all my kids on my own. So, yeah.
How many do you have?
I have four children, and yeah, they're all seniors. They're all in. Well, one left to go before he's a senior. So there you go.
Wow. No, I would not trade. I wouldn't trade my boys for anything.
No, that's for sure.
Nope. And I'm glad that I had all boys because they were so much easier than girls.
Well, you
Just
don't
like-
know that because you didn't have any girls. I thought my daughter was easier than my boys, I'll tell you.
No, my boys were simple. They really were. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it can definitely depend. I mean, I had two boys, and one was. No, neither of them were simple.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But the child who ended up with a mental health issue was really not simple.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Because it's not something that you're looking for, right? I mean, we now know that he probably was showing signs of it from a very young age, but who would be looking for bipolar disease in somebody 6 or 8 or 9 or 10?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you just think, oh God, he's difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, with all of my kids and grandkids and great grandkids, basically there's been really no problems. One of them gave their parents a bit of a hard time, but that disappeared. And then I have one great grandson who is autistic, but he's probably on a scale of 1 to 10, he's probably an 8. So, you know, he's living a relatively normal life. Actually, they just published his first book. He's 18.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So he wrote a story about a tiger, and he's an artist. So all of his book is all done by him. Yeah. So.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah. So extremely lucky with all of my offspring. So yeah. But anyway, so going back, yeah, I think I would really like to start an ancestry group. That would be fun. Maybe that would get me back to working on it too.
Well, yeah, I mean, it gives you more of a reason, and especially if you've got people you can share it with who have an intense interest in it, you know? I mean, physical friends are fantastic, but the challenge is that they don't necessarily share your interest. And
That's right.
Facebook can be fantastic, and you can find friends that share that interest, and that's even equally fun. You know, I mean, it's not better than friends that are physically close to you. It's different, but it's equally fun and equally rewarding because you and they have such an intense interest in the same interest. And that's, you know, you can form beautiful bonds, and that's where you can successfully network market, because now you both are in your element where you're talking to friends.
I really and truly absolutely love that. I mean, that just changes my whole attitude towards a group. It really does. Because with the product, if to go with a product group, I would have issues on what to post and how to post it, and you know, stuff like, because you're not supposed to put your product name in there or do this or do that. So this way it's totally generic and go from there. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do.
So would you like me to set up a group and also go in and show you how simply you can make a, you know, the little icon and the cover for the group
Please,
in Canva?
if you don't mind. Yeah.
Say what? I'm sorry. Do what?
You know how if you come into a group, you actually have a picture on top? Well, it's like your Facebook, right? You have a picture on top.
Okay.
Okay, so when you go into Facebook, there's a big thing behind your head, right?
Right.
So on a Facebook group, same deal.
Okay.
Oh, actually, you don't need an icon on your Facebook group. I was thinking about page. You just need a cover.
And then the cover, and then in the middle of the cover is a picture, right?
No, not on the group page. On the page, yes, but not on a group. So let me go. Let's go do this. What have I got going on here? I don't know. Okay, so let me go find Facebook here. I have Facebook, yeah, okay, whatever, Facebook there. Oh,
John
and
Spain, that was his name. I was trying to remember the guy's name that was doing the how to do a Facebook group the other day. It was John Spain.
that's right. So, let's go back here.
Oh, come here, Donnie. What you want?
So from your Facebook profile, you are going to go, oh, come on. Love it.
The internet has been absolutely horrid since everybody's been on it 24/7.
Yeah, it's slowed down.
Yes, it has.
Okay, so it's going to spin for a while, but in any event, you can see the create button here, right?
Yeah.
And so you're going to click that and you have a choice, page, add, group. So find people with shared interests, and that's what a group is all about. So we're just going to click group. And the interesting thing, and what John was saying about your group, is that you don't need to be very concerned at the beginning because your group name can change. Okay. Now, when you're dealing with a Facebook page, it's a completely different animal. And I've been putting together some different test tutorials on that for Gavin and his group. Because I need pages to be able to talk about Messenger. But when you're going for a group, you don't have to worry. So you can just kind of go.
Can you just name it Toby's page or Toby's group or something like that?
Mary's marketing tips. Actually, I don't want to use Mary because, as I said, I want to be able to encourage other people to
So just put marketing group and then you don't have to, yeah,
marketing tips.
marketing tips, right. And then add
And
people.
so, I mean, I can add anybody here.
So what do? You go into your Facebook list and add people?
Well, here you just want to add, and it's good to have just one person. Like you both can use me because you just need somebody here as a name that will agree to be part of your group. Okay, and they'll get a notice. So I'll just use both of you. And of course that comes up. There we
It comes
go.
up as a kind of a list then. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so you just, you start with their name, and
Hit
because they're
enter.
friends, it'll automatically give you some people, right?
Yeah,
And
so I go
you can
back.
see here it's suggesting different names to me.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
so I mean, I could add these people or not, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Now, after you've got that going along, you're looking at how much privacy do you want, okay? And you want to be visible.
Right.
And that's all you need to start the group.
So you would keep it private?
No, you make it public, right?
Well, I like it to be private,
Oh, okay.
but you can choose.
So if it's private, what's the difference then?
Well, there's two ways. Let's.
Now, if it's public, you can see who is in the group and everything, but if it's private, only members can see who's in the group and their post,
okay.
correct?
That's right.
So private would be the best then.
I think so.
John says to do public to begin with, and Gavin agrees. I've always felt I was too leery about the weirdos on the internet. And so I've never been willing to make my groups public.
There'll be a lot of weirdos on the Ancestry one, I'll tell you.
So, I'd choose private, but visible. Okay.
Okay.
Because what you want is for people to be able to see that you have such a group. And then if they want to join, they can figure out how to reach out to you and ask to join.
Right.
Whereas
if questions come in, right?
Pardon?
That's where the questions come in. So that
and you can set it up with questions, and I'll show you how to do that. And if I didn't have a million other groups, I could probably even, pin to shortcuts.
Go on, get down.
I've got too many groups pinned to shortcuts probably, but anyway.
So what's the benefit of having all these groups?
I do different things in different groups, Rosalind. I have, and I go to different groups for different things. As a result of being part of Gavin's group, I have, 2 or 3 groups that I belong to. Social media, as a group, our B2B lead gen, quantum agency, podcaster support. So there's different groups that I go to for different reasons to find out information. And some I go to frequently, others I go to rarely. But that's why I'm part of different groups.
Okay. So if I sort of, pardon me, I don't know why I'm coughing so much. If I start an Ancestry group and I keep it's private, then I send out invitations to people to go and have a look at it. Is that how I get people?
Yeah, you invite people in.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see here now that this group is now started, right? And up here, it started with a big number, right?
Okay.
That's Facebook's ID for that group.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, here you can create topics which is interesting, to categorize posts. That's actually new, which is quite interesting. But in any event, Facebook always has more new stuff. And you can see here that you want to upload a photo. Now, this can be a bit tricky because the sizing is odd, but we'll go look at that in Canva in a minute. But here, what you want to do here is you want to do more. Okay, did you see where I found more?
Yeah.
Right under the picture?
Yeah.
And it's a drop down menu, right?
Invite members.
And you can invite members, you can moderate the group, which means you could kick people out or bring them in. And this is what's important here. You can edit group settings.
Which means?
I'm just going to show you. So once you've got the settings to the settings, so you've clicked on that link that says settings, right? Now you want to put in a description that tells people about the group, because as a private group, this is the most important part, because what you are going to have to show people is what is in your description. This is what's going to say to people, oh, that looks really interesting. I'd like to join that group. And this is the public part, even though it's a private group. That's why you want it to be private, but visible.
Mary, I was thinking I might keep my group name because I do like age is just a number, but change my description.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's great name number. Age is just, did you say age is just a number?
Yep.
Yeah, great.
And, you know, if you want to go find, you know, seniors for any reason, it's a great title, Toby. I mean, and you can change your description for sure. So it can, you know, it can be all about, you know, tips for keeping seniors healthy, or it could be, you know, tips for family get-togethers, or, you know, celebrating families. It really, wherever you want to take it, it's great, you know, and it's a good niche because there's a lot of people aging. And I mean, age is just a number. You can invite anybody in there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Yeah, I think I'll keep the name and just change the description and go from there. Because I do like the name.
Yeah.
Rosalind, my oldest son did the 23andMe, the ancestry. And here, their entire life, they thought that they were mostly German. Here, they're mostly Irish. He's mostly Irish.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
I thought it was rather funny, but well, my husband's family is, I mean, they are German. The Yoder name comes from Germany. So, because we have the plaque from Germany saying what Yoder, my son was in the army and he was stationed in Germany. So he brought the plaque for the Yoder name, but yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's fun.
Now me, I'm pretty sure that mine's going to say that I'm Russian and Polish, but we'll see if because I had wanted to do it and I never did, but.
Well, I found it was really interesting. My background, my dad was Welsh and my mother was Scottish. And so when it came back, I mean, I'm pretty well a good division of both. But a cousin of mine, who's both her grandparents were actually born in Wales, and so she thought she was 100% Welsh. When she got hers, she found out that there was more Norwegian in it, and she was so upset. So I thought I'd have the same background, but no, mine came back just about pretty well.
And see, I think it's weird how you can do a
saliva test,
do a search, and you can come up with different backgrounds. I mean, it's because you would think that wouldn't siblings be the same?
You think what?
Wouldn't siblings all be the same?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It depends on which the more dominant gene was. I mean, my kids haven't done any. They've wanted to, but
But when you and your, but then again, you and your, if you have a brother or sister, if they were to do it, theirs might not be the same because they might have more dominance from the other parent.
that's right.
Correct?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Huh.
So.
Okay, I'm gonna just leave this, not because I'm
Sorry.
gonna leave it, I'm gonna come back to it, but that's what you want to do there. And you can add a location. So for example, if you wanted to find locals, you could make it very local. You could have it be, in Rosalind's case, you know, the Vancouver area. Toby, you could have it be Ohio, but you don't have to, you know, I mean, you can just have it be the web. And I wouldn't say it was appropriate, but you know, groups are set up. I mean, soccer clubs have groups. Obviously they want it to be local, you know.
Yeah.
And so groups are, you know, great for people and for a lot of different things, right?
But for me, I would probably make it North America or something, you know, because
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry because you're not even going to find most.
Yeah.
Well, what I don't know. I wouldn't even worry about that because with Gavin's group, of course, you're getting people from Europe,
Yeah.
and it works. I mean, you know, it'd be interesting to find the ancestry concerns for people from.
you know, there's so many in mine. It goes back. I don't know. I've got back to 5 grandparents, 5 generations back. You know. And
Yeah.
so I'm getting people from Wales and all over the place. So if I start this group, I would kind of open it up to wherever they happen to be from.
Yeah, so you don't have to add a location. That's not necessary at all.
Right.
And you know, you can also link to pages. Again, you don't have to do that at all. I might come back and set that up, but
Now, just curious on the one up here, what was that one? The tags. Now, would you go, could you, I mean, if you were to.
yeah, so like Rosalind might put in ancestry and ancestry research. And, you know, you could do family or family outings or however you want to set it up. For,
Gotcha.
So what,
you know,
the tags then? What, I mean, sorry.
well, you see here, and tags here may or may not work because sometimes they are, that's interesting, marketing tips. But I don't want to tie it to this page. Yeah, and then they give you this link. So, you know, if they just let you put in the tag, it would be fine, but they seem to want to tie it to a page. So
Right.
I probably won't use tags. Have to go create a page. Now, this is important because you're customizing. Oh, you can choose color. I don't know why. I mean, I can't even figure out where the color comes into it. So I have no idea. If you have a favorite color, by all means, choose a color. Let me see if I can even figure out where color comes in. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be different. Okay.
Only visible on mobile devices.
Maybe.
That's what it said
Oh.
when you clicked on it.
Oh, okay. And then customized address. So, you know, now I've got it being marketing tips. I'm sure that that would not be something that Facebook could give me, because I think there must be a million other marketing tips. This alias is already assigned. Yes, that's what I
Marketing tips MS for Mary Sloan or something.
marketing tips for seniors. Oh, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I want alphanumeric characters alone, so I can't even have spaces in there. But they'll let me have that. Okay, all right. Now, this you can change, but you know, that's not bad. I mean, it's a group I want to create, so why not? And it'll start to show up on top after I've saved everything down here, because I've made it up, but I haven't gone through and saved it. And did you take that? Oh, I guess I forgot to. Okay.
Where did that go?
Who knows? Oh, good. Defender blocked the thread, I'm sure. And, you know, you can change the privacy settings right now. The privacy settings are fine as far as you know, it's visible. Anyone can find this group. You know, people put up groups for paid memberships, and they will often hide it because they don't want other people, you know, bugging it and bombing it and, you know, seeing if they can get in. And so they'll just hide it where only members can find the group. And you can add social learning units. I'll definitely do that because I can think about adding general. Oh, my changes have been saved. Okay. And look at that. Isn't that nice? Marketing tips for seniors is already up, that group name. So those, that's the edit the group settings is where you go to do that, right? And then over here, of course, you can add an about section. Which is really what they've already given you a chance to fill out. So that's really something that you've done already. Discussion, of course, is just the normal posts. Members shows you who is here. And this is what allows you to decide what amongst this group, all members, where's the rest of you guys? Okay, so members, oh, for some reason, oh, you guys haven't accepted my request. That's why I'm the only member in here. You guys will find that over here when you go into Facebook in your notifications. You'll both find a notification that says Mary's.
I just joined.
Okay, great. See, Toby, you're getting really fast. Some of the stuff you really know now.
So where did you click onto that?
So to get there,
I've got
okay,
my
so
phone up too, so it was on my phone, so I just clicked from my phone. I'm doing both. I got phone and computer going here.
and if you've got your Facebook profile up, Roswin, over there in the bell is notifications.
Oh, I don't even know where you're at.
Are
I'm
you
on,
on Facebook?
yeah, just on Facebook. See it, I'm here on Facebook, right?
Yeah. But
And
how do I get on it?
are you on Facebook?
No,
On
You've got your Facebook up?
no.
Okay, put
I'm
your
just
Facebook
watching.
page. Just put up Facebook.
How the heck do I do that when I've got yours up?
This is an app. It's not even going to, well, you can tab. So let me just show you here.
Have you got a,
So
what kind of-
even though I've got a whole bunch of different links up here, right? I can always go to the plus sign. See where my cursor is, Rosalind?
No.
Look up at the screen. Or wherever you're seeing me.
I'm not seeing you at all except over here.
Okay, so what do you see in
Okay.
terms of on your screen?
I'm seeing your screen.
Okay, so you've got a group and you can see
you see
my
it?
cursor up here at the top by the plus sign.
Move your cursor again.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so
Okay.
up here at the top,
Right.
you can always click a new tab. Now in that new tab, you can put in and that'll bring up your Facebook page.
No.
In that new tab. Okay,
Nope. I'm looking at your screen.
okay, so I added a new tab, right? Right
Yeah.
up here
Yeah.
with the plus sign. Did you
Right.
click the plus sign?
I did. And
Okay,
then your page came back up.
sorry.
Your page came back up.
After you click the top plus sign at the top?
Yes.
No, you should have gotten to a place where there was nothing like that.
Oh. Good morning, Mary. It says, what is your main focus today?
No, that's me.
Yeah.
I've got this as a background on a blank
I
page.
know. I know.
But on your screen, when you click the plus, you should be able to break out of my screen.
Nope, nothing happened.
Okay, you've got it full screen. So what you have to do,
No, I don't have full screen.
okay, so can you share your screen, do you think?
No, I don't know how to do that. Oh, share screen. Okay, let's see.
I'll stop sharing mine.
Not start screen share while other participants are sharing.
Okay, so you can share your screen down at the bottom that there's a green thing.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it'll click up and it'll give you a picture that you put your cursor on. And then the button off to the right will say share.
Zoom recognizes web conferencing. Write your review.
Okay, so there you can see you've got that in one tab, right? See, you've got your post attendee Zoom. You can see that that's the tab that you're looking at because it's white. Now, if you just move over to your left to the tab beside it, which says Facebook, go right up to the top. There you go. There you go. Now, go over to the left and see the bell. Sorry, go over to the right and you'll see the bell up at the top here. At the top. Come right up to the top.
I don't know where you're looking.
I think the picture might be in
look
play.
at your name, Roswin, up at the top. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Home.
Yeah.
There's the create button to create the page, the group, right? If you push that, if you go over two more, there's the bell. Come one more over. Come one more over. Keep going. Okay, there's the notifications. And it says Mary Sloan invited you to join the private group, marketing tips. So you click that.
Where do I, okay.
Just put
Where
your
do I- On you?
cursor on it.
On your face or on here?
Or on the marketing tips anywhere. Doesn't matter, just anything will take you there.
Okay.
And then it says join group. See at the
Okay,
top?
join the group, right? Okay,
Okay, now you're in the group.
right.
So now you learned about tabs, and you learned about sharing your screen, and you learned about where the notifications are for you in Facebook. So we accomplished all kinds of good things today.
Only I have to remember it all. Anyway, listen, I have something else that's coming up in about 10 minutes, so I have to go off of here.
Okay, I don't know if you're planning on being back for Gavin's training at 11.
No, not today.
Okay, all right, well, there's a replay. And we will pick this up again tomorrow at the same time,
Okay,
9:30.
okay,
Works for me.
And it'll be possible for you to, I'll take you into Canva and show you how to make a picture for the top of your screen. And what I want both of you to do is try to set up a group so that when we reconvene tomorrow, okay, you've got lots of questions and I can go through it with you and you can show me. Toby's got her group set up, but she'll want to go through and put in a new description and figure out who she wants to go after. And Rosalind, you'll have the whole thing to consider.
Yep.
So, but this is not necessarily your forever, okay?
mhm,
It can be changed.
yeah, okay.
And so you don't have to be terribly concerned. You can change anything here.
Okay,
All right?
all right.
Thank you
So,
so much.
That's all my
Mary.
poor little brain can absorb for one session, so,
Anyway,
It was
we
very nice
covered.
meeting you, Rosalind.
pardon me?
It's very nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you so much, Mary.
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
everybody. I'll get this recording and I'll send it off to both of you so that you will be able to review this.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good.
Thank
Okay?
you.
All right.
Have a
Super.
good afternoon.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.